For today's tech tip of the day, I'm going to show you how to create a Google form really quickly. Okay, so I'm in my Google Drive and I'm going to click New and I'm going to go down to More and then notice Google Forms is there. Okay, once I click that, the first thing I want to do is give it a name. So up here at the top, then I'm going to give it a name. I'm just going to call this Test for right now. This Google Forms are a great way for you to get some formative assessment, a quiz, poll your students on different questions, send out surveys, all kinds of great things. Okay, so notice that after I put my title in, I can type in a description if I want to, if I need to. This could be directions for your students or your parents or whoever you want to send this form to. Maybe it might be as simple as you want to send it out to parents and find out their contact information, you know, or do you text or not, that kind of thing. So there's lots of different things you can do. Okay, so the test title, you can just type in, that's where you would type your question in. So like for instance, well, the first thing you should always do on a form, which I always used to forget, now it's the first thing I remember, is I definitely probably want their names. You know, that way I know who the form is from. So I can go ahead and click put names and that name, and then obviously it's not a multiple choice. So you want to change that to text. Okay, and notice that these are all the different kinds of ways that you can create questions. You can have a text, paragraph text, which is just a spot that they could write a paragraph or more. Multiple choice, check boxes. Check boxes allow them to check more than one thing at a time. Choose from a list, so I could put a list of things there and then they could choose from them. A scale is what do you know, from a scale of 1 to 5, you know, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best, that puts that in there. A grid is where you could put things going across and up and down, and like maybe you want to rank something, that kind of thing. So those are kind of nice too. Time and date ones too, self-explanatory there. Okay, so obviously I want to change this to text, so then I can say here that I want to make this a required question, and what that means is that they cannot submit the form until they put something in here. Okay, then I can click done right there, and that question's done, and this is sort of what it's going to look like. And notice at the top here there's a check mark here where it says required for them to log in. I typically uncheck those because it just, that way I'm not restricted on who can see this form. And same thing down here, most of the time you're probably not going to allow them to submit another response, and the rest of those I just tend to leave blank. So if I'm ready to add another question, I'm going to go right here where it says add item, and this time I want them to do a multiple choice, and here I'm going to say how do you prefer to receive information on your child. Okay, so then I can put down here text, phone call, email, I should probably do it. The help text here, you can go ahead and put stuff in there like, you know, choose more than one. If it's a checkbox, you could say that, something like that in there. Notice here it says go to a page based on your answer. That's a little bit higher level, but basically what that's saying is like, if I choose text and then I want to have them answer another question after text, that's what I would do there. I would click that and then I could go to another page and have a follow-up question. Again, I'd like to make that a required question. You can also always do other, which is nice to have. That way, if it doesn't fit into their criteria, that will help. Notice here too, I can shuffle order, the option order. So that means if I am creating a quiz here, I could shuffle the order of my options so that it's different for people that when they get back on here. Since this is just a survey, I don't need to do that. Okay, and then here I'm going to put in a paragraph, and I'm going to say, please type in your contact information. And so then they'll be able to put their name, phone number, and like in the help test, I could say phone number, address, cell number. Okay, so then they'll know what it is, and again, I want to require that, and I can click done. I want to point out to you also underneath add item, when you click that arrow, it gives you the different choices of the questions you can ask and the grid and time, all that. But right here, it talks about too layout. So you can have a section header. So like if you have a title and then you want questions underneath that, you can do that. You could insert a page break if you need to. You could import in images and videos right into your form. And so if you have a diagram or a video you want the kids to answer some questions on for a test or quiz, that is awesome to be able to do that. And so if you click video, it asks where is it from. YouTube most likely. If not, you can go to another URL. But it's really, really handy to have that there as well. Okay, so basically it's a really quick form. Now to kind of jazz things up a little bit, if I go up here, I can change the theme. So I'm going to click that box there, and over on the right here, there are a whole bunch of different themes that they have. But you can also go into right here to this blue one. Do you see where it says customize here? If I choose that, then I can totally customize everything. I can choose an image to put into my header. I can choose stuff from theirs. It's really kind of up to you, whatever you choose. There's tons to choose from here as well. Really, the sky's the limit. And like I said, you can upload your own here too. So like if, for instance, if you want to put up the Kemper Shield or something, you can click that if it's a picture you have, and up it goes. So just real quickly, I'll just grab one here. And then it puts that in, and you can see what it looks like. Same thing here with the title. You can change the font, the size, the color, the description you can change, questions you can change those colors and font. There's also the form background and the form page that you can change too. So if you want the form background to have a different color, you can do that. And then the background you can change, take off tile, and you could have the background be a certain color too. I don't know, these are not going to look the greatest, but there you go. And what's nice then, when you're done with all of that, then you can click View Live Form here. And what that will allow you to do is to see what the people are going to see when they go to your form. This is the link here, right up here, that you want to copy and paste in an email or something that you want someone to go to. That is the link that will take them to their live form. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that, and then I'm just going to X out of that, and I'm back here in my editing part. Notice that here it says View Responses. This is where when you create a Google form, it automatically creates a Google spreadsheet with the questions in it. And so now I can do a little bit of, I'm just going to make that wrap around a little bit so you can see that. But now all of my information is here in a spreadsheet. So from here I can sort things, I can order them, I can do all kinds of things. So that's really, really powerful. And again, I'm just going to close that out. And one more thing that you can do with responses is you can go to Summary of Responses. And we're not going to see anything here because we don't have anybody add anything. But let me go find one that I have for you that could show you that. I'm just going to type in form. And then it'll show you how you can graph the results. Okay, so let me see. I have 29 responses here. And so we're just going to go Summary of Responses. This is just an old survey. But look how cool. It creates all of those different charts for you. And it kind of breaks it down in percentages and how many actually total that. So cool. I used to have to do all this by hand, but now Google Forms does it all for you. It's super great. So Google Forms, lots and lots of ways that you can use it to do things from surveys to quizzes, formative assessment in your classroom. Give it a shot. That's your tech tip of the day.